A short note before we begin. The developers of Devourer licensed music from Envato as placeholder for the demo while they get actual music for their game sorted. Unfortunately, Envato doesn't play nicely with YouTube copyrights. So I've had to use DaVinci Resolve 19's music remixer function on the game audio track to try and remove the music, but this has had the unfortunate side effect of making the rest of the game sound a little bit off. I just wanted you to know this, because the game does sound a lot better than this video makes it seem. But I couldn't record it again because then it wouldn't be first impressions, and that's the whole point. Onwards with the video. After a catastrophic thunderstorm, an ancient curse descends, transforming Sakuradoki High School into a living hell. The awakened survivors gradually lose their sanity. Their souls are devoured by desire and fear, turning them into bloodthirsty and brutal monsters. Soul Devourer is a metroidvania action platformer with a classic 2D horror style. The vast school is shrouded in an evil ancient curse. You'll explore this eerie and dangerous world, battle twisted, crazed monsters, and ultimately uncover the long-buried secrets concealed beneath the school. This is the demo, version 0.3.0 from an in-production build. Doesn't represent the quality of the final game. In a way, I feel sad that developers feel the need to put this, because most people should realise that I suppose people just see demos as little bits of the finished product, don't they? The concept of demos, especially early demos and betas, has gone completely out of the window with more and more developers, big-name developers, using them as marketing tools. I have no idea what the classic 2D horror stylings are. Not a clue. This is a fairly old demo, I believe. It's from 2023, so I've had it sat around for a while now, but I've never played it. And I do have a tendency, as you could probably guess, I have a tendency to avoid games to do with schoolgirls and schools and stuff for fairly obvious reasons. In case you don't know, I'm a teacher. But enough people have asked me about this and said, oh, it's not really anything to worry about. It is just a Metroidvania. It's not like horrendously sexualized or anything, because that is the ick, and I avoid. But I do like me a horror game. I'm the perfect audience for horror games because I will jump at everything. So yeah, we'll see what it's like. If it turns out it's not going in a direction I feel particularly comfortable with, I'll just turn it off. We have 6 new game slots, which is an interesting choice. 1780E, Air Raid Shelter number 18. Bloop. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, I don't know what's happened there, but it doesn't look like it's good. 79NE, Sakuradoki High School. I don't know what OE and NE stand for. I'm assuming this is our protagonist. She has a sword, so... Ew. That's a very... What? Is she proficient in the use of this blade? Recycling center. Press cross. Okay, well, it at least knows I'm using a PlayStation controller, which is nice. Okay, what do we have? We have a very stilted run animation. I was hoping I could get up against the wall to show you the run animation and why it's an issue. Human beings, and I've said this a lot in past videos, but I'm going to say it again because I can't assume that everybody's watched all of my videos. I can't remember which one it was anyway. When it comes to running, the human body runs by leaning forwards. Generally speaking, leaning forwards more than that. Do the knees come up? Yes, but generally speaking, they come up and forwards. This looks like somebody who is running on the spots rather than running forwards. The knees are coming up too high. They are not leaning forward enough. That is a minor gripe, but it is one that a lot of animators are just falling into. We have a variety, seemingly randomized, of combat strikes. Jump height is variable. Circle does nothing. Triangle does nothing. Square is our attack. X is jump. L1, L2, R1, R2. Nothing on the sticks. We have D-pad movement, kinda. I am going to do my usual thing of looking at whether this is a Unity game or not, but I can pretty much guarantee from the way the D-pad's not working properly that it is. It is. Yes, I know this is an issue because on the few times that I've had, little dabbles into Unity development myself, I've always had issues with how the D-pad works. See, tabbing out and back in tends to fix it for a little while. Nice chunk of range. That's a lot of blood particles. I do not know what the horror stylings that they are talking about. Classic 2D horror stylings. This background looks like it's got a Photoshop filter applied over it. Nice. Enemies jumping from the background. Classic Resident Evil style. Sound effects are reasonably crunchy. Feather step, double jump. Hold cross to jump. Oh no. The ability to focus souls into the feet enhances one's jump height significantly and avoids damage from falls from heights. Okay. That's delightfully disturbing. Bodies on spikes. So we can indeed now jump quite significantly higher. Spirit dust. What does spirit dust do? Do we have menus? Aha! Sword art is attack. Soul vessel. Absorb and fuse with souls. Feather step. Focus souls into the feet. Spirit dust is our currency. It says R2, L2, previous and next tabs. It's possible that we don't have those yet. I see what they're going for with the blood on the floor. It looks a little bit ropey. We do have knockback when we hit terrain. Recovery. Press R1 to heal. A student's note. Bonfire. I can't remember how many times this has happened. I think those monsters killed me again. But when I wake up, I find myself lying next to this bonfire. I've had enough. I feel terrible. I hope this time I can really die. I can't remember how many times this has happened, full stop. I think those monsters killed me again, comma, but when I wake up, comma, I find myself lying next to this bonfire. I've had enough, full stop. I feel terrible, full stop. I hope this time I can really die. Spot the teacher! Skill. Leave. Nahaha! More spirit dust. This reminds me, at least a little bit, of something like Vigil, The Longest Nights. This is nowhere near as polished as Vigil was, but it's got a certain kind of grotesque feeling to it. Generally speaking, though, it's controlling fine. Our sword has got a nice amount of range. Enemies are not exactly challenging just yet, but that is fine because it is the start, quote unquote, of the experience. No coyote time. But if there is, it's tighter than that. I think we're going to need some kind of dash ability to get that stuff there. Right. If you attack in the air, it locks your jump height. So if you got over for a long press because you want to jump high but you want to attack as well, you can't do it. You can do one or the other, but attacking locks the height of your jump. That's how we get over here. The lucky bastard. When the host apostrophe. Huh. When the host body vanished, or the host's body vanished, the souls were left behind. They can be fused with a more powerful soul, granting special abilities to the holder. Fused with this soul when sitting at a bonfire. Okay. So if we can find a bonfire, we can... There's an awful lot of wooden pallets here. Yeah, I don't like that locking us in. Uh-oh. Oh. Hi, friend. Oh. We've fallen. And we just run off. Presented by Studio Waterbear. This is atmospheric. Very kind of horror movie styles, aren't they? I feel like if they'd animated that fire rather than going with a particle effect, it might have been a bit cooler. Oh. Oh. Oh dear. School's out, I guess. Oh. Ah, bonfire. But also, soul crystal. Okay. So it's a piece of heart, essentially. A student's note. Falling school. Can anyone please tell me what the hell is happening? Where are these monsters coming from? Why are the school buildings sinking into the ground? Oh my god, please someone help me. Indeed. Oops. Skill. Aha! Upgrades. Ooh, okay, so we need to pay for it. The owner of the soul had narrowly escaped misfortune several times, but those who knew him believed it was simply a matter of good luck. After all, in the end, he still became an ugly skeleton. Fusing with this soul, there's a certain probability to block all enemy attacks. Okay, so we have equipped... It looks like we've got 3 slots and a special shiny slot. Game progress is saved. So, a probability to block attacks is not a... Oh! What did I just do with R1? Oh, I've got no controls options, so... I did a thing with R1. Ah, heal. Oh, we probably had a tutorial about that and I've just forgotten about it. Warehouse keeper's note. Damn students! I'm fed up with these goddamn students. Always looking down at me, aren't they? I'm fed up with these goddamn students, full stop. Always looking down at me, aren't they? One day I'll have a fucking dungeon. I'll rip their skin off alive. I'll make them suffer and die. Whoa. Dude. Don't get me wrong. I know not everybody likes kids, but... Yeah. I have fallen. It doesn't look like I can get back up. Ha ha! Okay, that's what the blocking attack is like. Which is nice, because we don't actually have any active defensive moves right now. Hitbox on the blade is actually quite nice. Right, can I? I can. I can also walk into the enemy like a complete spoon. Healing feels reasonably rapid, which I appreciate. Really slow heals have a tendency to slow down the pace in a way that I'm not massively fond of. Okay, I'm assuming that is a one-way wall. Uh-huh. Okay, I'm going to go back down. Oh, that's opened us up a shortcut, in fact. Yeah, well, this is a little bit rough around the edges, shall we say. I think in terms of what they're actually going for here, pretty decent. Beating heart. How did I pull up that? It's another soul. That'll give us some extra health if we fuse with it. Warehouse keeper's note. Headaches. My headaches are getting worse. I've no fucking clue why. But lately I've been getting stronger and stronger again. Like a goddamn beast. Ha ha ha. Okay. Right, and that gets us through here. And that can take us back out. Okay, so we can have both of those equipped at once. Yes. Yeah, the hitbacks, the hitbox is quite generous, which I appreciate. Right, let's go off this side this time. But it's quite interesting that if you fall left, you have this big loop and an upgrade, whereas if you go right, there's a little ledge over there. You can actually hit above you with your default swing as well, which I appreciate. Because it avoids the, you've got to jump and hit enemies in the air all the time. Bye. Spirit's dust. Yeah, so this is all working. There is the foundation of a video game here. And I'm actually, I'm in a way surprised to hear myself say this, but I'm reasonably intrigued by what is going on. Oops. You know, I'm definitely not a big fan of kind of magical girl samurai games, but this seems more to be a kind of magical girl horror experience. Is this just... It is. Obviously, the one thing that we are missing here for a metroidvania experience is a map. I think we still have a little bit of control when we're being knocked back. And I'm torn on this because I don't like knockback in games particularly. Ow. Yeah, I don't much like knockback in games. So I'm not adverse to it. No, I'm not adverse to us having a bit of air control. But Soul Slash. Triangle, Y ability. Technique of concentrating soul power in the blade and releasing the soul in a single breath. Okay. We can only use that when our blue meter is full, I'm assuming. Oh. The Grumpy? What's this guy again? Okay. Oh no! Half of our currency has been lost. Double punishment. Let's see whether we can get it back. So we've got 464. So we should be able to get it. No. It should be 900 plus. Aha! Okay. We can get it back. That's fine. I mean, it's still not a mechanic I'm particularly fond of. Yeah, without some kind of... that uses up half of our stuff regardless. There we go. Comes across as much more intimidating than he actually is, especially since you've just given us that Soul Slash ability. I think we have to have a certain amount of... Yeah, it seems to use up maybe a third, possibly just over a quarter of our MP. Yes, we did get recovery. Note? No. New soul crystal. Soul energy. Okay, so soul energy is our blue bar, yeah? Oh, pants. I pressed the wrong button there and I have upgraded my soul energy. Oh well. That's fine. And I was actually going to go with health, but... it is what it is. Yeah, if I'm honest, this actually isn't bad. I did not go into this with high... I didn't read that. What did that say? Pac-Man! People are always taught to be selfless, but this greedy person's feeling the song can increase the amount. Aha! More spirit dust. Don't mind if I do. I like the fact that the shield thing kicked in for the damage from the spikes there. Does it only kick in once? Okay, so that's our 3 charms essentially filled out. Ah! That was me trying to compensate for the knockback I knew I was going to get. Yeah, I like how if you time your slashes, you can deliberately knock things out of the air. Hold up or down to look up or down. There is some timing incidentally. You can't just spam this as fast as you want. You commit. But I've got to say, hitting the enemies actually feels really good. It's got a nice visceral sense of impact. Obviously the big bloody slash helps as well. Ah, a hidden bonfire. Warehouse keeper's note. Sweet dreams. I've been having these fucking nightmares. Is it because I've been drinking my ass off? Yes, I even dreamt that I butchered a bunch of those dumbass students. Wait, what the fuck are these bloodstains at my door? Did I really go that fucking far? Man swears a lot. Oh, lovely. Warehouse keeper. Ah. Oh, and that cancels my... yeah. The lack of defensive maneuver. You know, having this thing that... huh. Yeah. See, having that on chance ability to... yeah, so we can be knocked out of that. Oh, yeah. You seem to be going for Souls-like mechanics, but you have contact damage. This is a big no-no, in my opinion. If you've got obvious attacks, have those do the damage. You know, I'm stuck in a corner here because I have no way of getting past this enemy. I've got no dash move, I've got no roll move, I've got no evasion of any kind. So unless your enemy has AI built in so that he jumps back from the corner of an arena, you are stuck there. And you cannot evade his attacks. So either we need a defensive ability, or he needs better AI. Oh, he's got quite a wide hitbox there as well. That double hit us. Yeah, I'm seeing an issue here with your boss design versus the tools that you've given us to defeat said boss. You know, he's too fast and has got too much range. Oh, and he can go straight down. No. Ugh. Nah. Gotcha. Yeah. So it's doable, but it feels a little bit stilted because of the size of his hitbox, the contact damage, and the fact that we do not have a defensive option. Yes, we have got that thing. We've got that charm, essentially, that allows us to block incoming damage once per however often it is. We don't actually know, I don't think, and there's no indicator anywhere. I've turned into a fucking monster. Oh shit, this is amazing. Sharp Claw. Unlike those weak and fading souls, the soul of this monster has apparently solidified into a pale-coloured mask. The mask radiates an eerie energy, yet remains capable of fusion with a mightier soul. Fusing with this mask grants the holder special abilities. Some abilities will consume mask shards. Fuse with this mask while sitting at a bonfire. Oh, this run animation is so... It's just wrong. Go and look at, how people run. Masks. Ah! The owner of this broken mask once led a life filled with glory and admiration, but later fell into a deep decline. He was plagued by his inferiority and sensitivity, then became frenzied and angry after being neglected for a long time. Press circle to create a shield that can absorb a significant amount of damage, consuming 3 mass shards. Okay. And is that what those things are in the top left-hand corner? Mask shards. Is it timed? Okay, it refreshes at bonfires. So that's a thing. It's got a little cast time as well. You have to stand still when you're casting it. Oh. It cuts in. Girl has become possessed by demons after being bullied. Bullies are going to get their comeuppance. Oh! Oh! That was unexpected. Air dash, yeah. Oh, that feels good. I'm going to say something that's going to really piss some people off now. That feels way better than the dash in Yars Rising. And I say it's going to piss some people off because this is very clearly indie. And Yars Rising is by Way Forward, who realistically should be able to make a game that feels better. But no, it's got a little bit of, you know, in Yars Rising and in 3000th Duel and Hunter X Codename T, not all made by the same people. There's some end lag. You know, your dash stops you when you just drop, whereas this actually gives you some momentum that carries you forwards. Hello, redhead girl. Huh. A soulless. How did you make it here? I heard the idiotic warehouse keeper roaring. He's completely lost his sanity. A pure killing monster. How could you not be killed? ... Oh, you can't speak, right? That explains why. Anyway, take this. Thanks. I hope we'll be able to meet again sometime. She just walks off. Seemingly unfazed. Mind's Eye. Ah! Map acquired! Power of the Soul grants the user an extraordinary memory that surpasses common sense. Well, let's be honest. If you've met people in 2024, you'll know that common sense isn't very common. This allows the user to remember any location they've visited. This allows the user to remember any location they have visited and recreate it in their minds. Okay. It's, do we have... We do. There we go. That's pretty decently put together. Gotta be said. They've even marked on the little secret room that we found, which I appreciate. And there. And there. In fact, it looks like they've marked on secrets that we might not have... Whoa! That we might not have found yet. Okay. Interesting that it's locked so far through, but I'm not averse to this. I kind of want to go back and check out those previous areas now. I was worried, and you'll know this if you've followed my Metroidvania demo coverage for any length of time. I am a big believer that if you are going to do a Metroidvania demo, that you have to include a hint as to what you are going for with your map. It's an expected part of the genre, and I do, that creating a map for potentially a vertical slice demo isn't necessarily, or doesn't necessarily feel like it is worth the development time when you are wanting to be working on your full game. But in order to be able to work on your full game, you possibly need funding. Especially if it's, if you're going to Kickstarter it, and therefore I feel it is in your best interest to make sure that you have got the things that people are going to be looking for. One of the things that people like in metroidvanias, and I know this from my own personal experience and talking to many, many people over the last few years of mapping games for guides, people really love having cool maps in these games. And not having them doesn't necessarily fill people with confidence. So whilst it is a big chunk of development time for a demo, I do feel that it is worth the time spent doing it. I'm sure many a developer will disagree with me on this. Okay, we don't get iframes on the dash. Oh, yes, I forgot about you. So dash is purely for mobility, but that's fine because we can jump and dash, which will allow us to get over things much easier. Was this the way I wanted to go? It's a shame that I can't. Yeah, so I want to go there. So actually you need to go up and left. I'm just going to jump straight into that. Oh. Yeah, the hitbox on this attack is very generous. I appreciate that. No, going to keep doing that. Right, so somewhere over here. Ah, we don't have a down attack, do we? Huh. Interesting. So that is not... That is not a hint that there was something hidden there. It is a zone line? Potentially? I suppose that makes sense, because that's a zone line there as well, isn't it? As is that. So that just shows that this is separated. This reminds me a chunk of the map in The Last Faith. Well, we're up to 42 minutes and there still seems to be more demo to go. I cannot understate how much I appreciate being able to blat projectiles out of the air. I knew this was coming. And yet I did nothing. Well, no. It's not that I did nothing. It's just that I hadn't actually remembered exactly where it was going to happen. Because I'm bad at video games. Decent at mapping, bad at video games. But no, I'm liking what this is doing. I think the main character needs a new run animation, for sure. But everything else... I mean, you could criticise the kind of quality of the line art and stuff. It feels like the hit stop gets doubled up if you kill two enemies at once. That probably shouldn't happen. Those are spikes. I'm just going to fall on them. Like a complete idiot. Ah! That's problematic. We're a little bit limited on enemy variety right now. That's not necessarily a problem in the long run. Gonna heal then. Don't need to. The bonfire's literally right there. I was looking at it and everything. Oh, hold on. I have got... Yeah, so in order to keep on upgrading past the crystal, we're going to need another one of those fragments. I should try this mask thing as well, shouldn't I? Yeah, there's a nice feel of rumble and kind of responsiveness to this dash. I don't know whether it's because I've played so many games with kind of lackluster dashes recently that this one feels good. Can't go through there. Guess we're going down. Ooh, snail slug! No. Snail skull, that's what I meant to say. Okay, so they've gone with green. How do I do this? That. Right, let's try... Nice. A little bit of platforming. Hold on. I'm interested whether this bubble disappears or whether we keep it. Ah, it does disappear. Okay. So you do want to... I mean, I figured it would. Interesting, wasn't broken by that. Can it take more than one hit? Biology classroom. A student's notes. I just took a short nap, then why have these experimental frogs and insects become so huge? What? That's a very weird sentence. I only took a short nap. Why have these experimental frogs and insects become so huge? Do they want to attack me? Hanako, Yumiko, Kenta, where are you all? Oh. Okay, explodes into gunk. Oh, new enemy type. Well, we've just had 2 new enemy types, 3 new enemy types. Are we thinking death? I'm thinking death. I'm correct in my assumption that death. I need to wrap this recording up because my throat is starting to close up. I am so tired of whatever it is that is doing this. But the treatment that I've been on for the last month clearly isn't having the desired effects. So it's going to be back to the doctors for me. Let's do this. Yeah, I am pleasantly surprised by this. Fail. Ah. This is way more interesting than I thought it was going to be. That's not my best sentence, but you get the idea. One of the reasons I've had this installed for ages, and one of the reasons why I haven't played it is just because I thought it looked a little bit like not my thing. But actually, I'm quite enjoying this. Is this going to... It is! Interesting. Oh, that's awkward. This is all... Yeah, it does hurt. So they are actually physically rendered objects. Oh, shit. Ah, okay, so time does not stop when we are looking at a note. A student's note, Kenta. I finally found Kenta. He said he'd always protect me, stay by my side, and I won't let him go back on his word. This is great, the way he and I can always be together. Uh-huh. Sorry, frog. Energy lights. Using this soul can increase some of the soul energy, as in... Oops. Ah! I'm not a fan of that. If you're going to have camera transitions like this, you want to make sure that there isn't a gap straight away that's going to drop you in the stuff. That feels cheap. Don't do that. Is this just linking us up to somewhere we've been before? It is. Huh. So realistically, yeah, that shows a camera transition. Well, no, it's a breakable wall, wasn't it? There are two other ways. You'll have to excuse me if I sound a bit weird for the next bit. I'm actually quite enjoying this, so I want to play more rather than take a break. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to talk a little bit quieter. So as not to strain my throat. Now, the editing software will help with that, but it might make me sound a little bit different. I mean, it could be that we're close to the end of the demo. I got stuck on a ceiling there. Okay, so these are not marked on the map. Ah! Oh dear. Okay, so that was... nice. A student's note. The bitches. I found Hanako and Yumiko. Why were they so scared? Why were they so scared when they saw me? I'll have to give them a little punishment since they abandoned me and only thought of their own survival. Okay. Interesting. So this is a little side room with a note in it. Ah, so this is here so that we can react and get up on here as the goo spurts out. Okay. This is flashing, isn't it? It's not just me. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible, terrible jumping from me. I'm intrigued as to whether this is going to link up. A student's note. Akemi? That disgusting monster. It never gives up chasing us. Its voice. Why does it sound so much like Akemi? It should have a capital I. That's a new sentence. Ahem. Demagen is a teacher. And just can't let it rest. That connects us. Oh, that's literally where... Yeah. Okay. Oops. You can't knock the green ones out of the air. Nor do we have a duck, so... Shoot. Shite. Get good, Demagen. More spirit dust. Yeah, I've played a few games recently where the music has been fine, but starts to grate after a while, either because it doesn't quite tonally fit or there's not enough to it. But this music's perfect for this. Oh, shoot. Ugh! Right. This thing doesn't have a health bar. Not a boss? Potentially not a boss. If you're attacking straight up like that, it feels a little bit weird to get knocked back. Just a thoughts. Okay, that's linked us up over to the other side of there. I think that torch is upside down. Oh, this has got way more range than I've given it credit for. Okay, that is good for me to know. A third one? Oh. Oh. That's a nice subversion of expectations. Are we going to have to deal with it? Yeah, I was just testing whether we could use it to backdash. We can. Yeah, some of these torches aren't actually stuck into the walls properly. That's fine. Demo is demo. Shortcut gets. Yeah, level design. Decent. Not mind-blowing, but certainly better than some of the things that I've played recently. Can absorb a significant amount of damage. Well, something tells me we're going to face off against a proper boss soon, so... A student's note. Ugly me. What is that thing in the water's reflection? Could it really be me? Kenta, why don't you speak? I'm so scared. So lonely. None of you are allowed to leave me. Oh, hi. This mantis thing's got range. Oh, not enough. Yeah, nice. Shites. Ah. Gotcha. Yeah, that felt alright. It felt much better having a dash for a defensive move. Second mask. New masks. Both masks can be fused with and grant the holder different special abilities. Hold L2 and press circle to switch between the active abilities of different masks. Okay. So press circle to attack. The holder's attack can break pus projectiles. That's nice. I like that. So those green blobs that I was saying, no, we can't do anything with those. Right, how did it say we switch between things? Didn't it say L2? Oh, we've got no control options. I'm not sure that's working right. Oh no, that's what it means. So we can press circle to activate it, but if we hold L2, that allows us to switch between. Understood. That needs a little bit more clarity. But again, that's fine. The translation is clearly a work in progress. Oh, there's a bonfire here. The weather suddenly became terrible around 2 o'clock, and shortly after, a horrifying thunderstorm began. I've never seen such terrifying weather. It must be the massive tremors and thunder that made me faint. She's, yeah. Oh, there's more? I was really expecting a doorway there and to end the demo. Right, this is just an obstacle. Ah, not now, woman. That was a mistake. What are our options here? Left or right, apparently. Ow. Well, I can't get up there. Yeah, we're getting multiple hit stops at once. That kind of needs... And it feels like we've done something big, don't get me wrong. Like, you killed multiple enemies at once. Have this kind of feedback. You idiots. You idiots. Ah, just gonna play. Okay, having that shield thing is actually surprisingly beneficial for somebody as bad at video games as me. Oh dear lord. I should probably go and touch that save point. In fact, I am going to go and touch that save point. I know my limitations. What is with the sparkles? Are they just fireflies? It might just be fireflies. Ah. With a bit of an animation on the breaking of that, but again, these are somewhat minor niggles. Oh, this is just... Ah. Oh, that's the wrong button, isn't it? Ah. Gimme. Bullier. What does that do for us? Fusing with this soul increases the amount of spirit dust obtained upon killing enemies, but the holder will also suffer more damage, so there is a risk-reward to it. Although, to be fair, in this particular location... there are a number of nice chunky enemies that could be farmed. I'm going to upgrade my health some more. Oh, I see you. Oh, damn it. Having, again, a minor nitpick, having the green projectiles kind of the same shape and size as the spirit orb that flies to us means that they can get lost at a glance. Especially when you've got so many particle effects going off, and there are quite a number. Yeah, I feel like all I've really done is nitpick with this, as opposed to being horrendously critical. Maybe it might not feel it to the devs, on the off chance that they watch it. But I mean, the game's not doing a lot visually in terms of its level design. You know, you've got some cool backgrounds, you've got very straightforward foreground. Soul impacts. Press triangle to attack. Technique of concentrated soul power in the palm, releases soul in a single breath. Oh, okay. So we can switch between... So L2 is our switch button. So we can switch between our mask ability and we can switch between our fancy triangle ability. Miku's note, shields. For those who read this note, try using Soul Slash or Soul Impact to attack enemies with shields. Full stop. This can shatter their shields. Attacking from behind is also an option. Yeah, so it's automatically equipped. So we've now got a ranged attack. Nice. That feels good. Goes over these enemies' heads. Uh-oh. Oh, a challenge room. Uh-huh. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. It's closing in. Uh-huh. Okay, getting a little bit trixier. We've got no way of getting up to those. Oh, good, okay. Now we can get up to them. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Ah, dear Lord. Ah, that was quite good. I like that. The extra kind of closing in of the arena was very pleasant indeed. Student Centre. This is doing a lot of things right. And I've got to admit, I think I came into this with not with the intention of doing the game a disservice, but I think I came in with some preconceptions about thinking that this probably wouldn't be very good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not amazing, but it's doing more right than I expected. Stop. Don't take another step. If you dare to move again, we will attack. Stop. She's not hollow. It reminds me a little bit of Mind Seize, actually. The art and stuff. Sorry, Matsuma-sensei. I'm sorry, we're just too nervous. But there's nothing we can do. We've already endured too many attacks. One after another, my students are dying. Come with me. End of demo. You're Yuki from Class 5, right? I remember you. What happened to you? You lost your voice and all your memories, right? I'm the teacher of Class 3-3, Matsumoto Yuji. This is Sakuradoki High School. As you can see, this used to be the student center, but now it's the shelter for us survivors. We tried to take in and rescue the wounded students and also search for clues to escape from here. Unfortunately, nothing went well. No one knows what happened that day. The only thing we all remember is the terrifying thunderstorm. After I regained consciousness, school had already turned into hell. Those monsters kept appearing from everywhere, and my students were slaughtered. These monsters, we call them hollows. They have no sanity, no emotion, only the desire to kill. What's even more terrifying is those who were killed would soon transform into hollows themselves. I tried to gather the students to resist together, but it didn't work well. More and more hollows kept appearing. Even more strangely, the whole school started to collapse and sank into the underground. We were forced to come here. Luckily, we found some supplies and tools here that can be used to resist the hollows, but we don't know how long this situation would last and how long we could hold on. We can't contact the outside world. Can you help us with something? Nod. My student, Daiki, went to scout 3 days ago, but hasn't returned. Could you please continue forward and help us find him? Nod. Thank you so much. Yes, because we have a sword. Also, you can get some help from Toshio. He found some ways to transform souls into special abilities. Okay. That's handy. Toshio? You're also someone who can use soul power, right? Matsumoto-sensei also has that kind of power. With one punch, you can knock the hollows over 10 meters away. My soul power is to summon more powerful souls from spirit dust. Can't be used for combat, but anyway, still helps everyone here. If you find a lot of spirit dust, remember to come find me. I can help you turn them into more powerful souls. Sluggish. Ah, an extra iframes. We don't have enough stuff for that. Ah, there we go. Congratulations on completing our game demo. We're grateful for your support and hope you had a great time playing. I actually really did. I enjoyed that quite a lot. I like the atmosphere. There's definitely a need for a greater degree of polish, I think, in all aspects. But in terms of the basics, this is a game that actually I could very much play more of in its current state. I've just enjoyed getting around, seeing what abilities there are, and so on and so forth. You know, it's very clearly an indie effort, but it's also very clearly a soulsy effort. So if that's not your cup of tea, then obviously you're only going to have limited joy with this. But yeah, I'm really impressed with that. It was already on my wish list. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't on my wish list. Well, it is now. Planned release date 2025. Studio Water Bear. They've got a website. Not an official Steam site. Thanks, Steam. They don't have a Twitter, which is interesting. Oh no, they do. It's just not linked on. Yeah, there we go. So yes, this demo has been out since the end of 2023. So I would assume that they've probably done a good chunk more. Interestingly enough, we can actually continue playing. So we can go back and take a look around should you think that there's anything worth doing. For example, there's an upwards bit there. But yeah, this is working well for me. Obviously, I think the general world needs some more set dressing. It's a little bit basic right now, but in terms of the game feel, I think it's pretty decent. And you know, it's kept me playing for an hour and 15 plus minutes. But I can't have this outro last too long because my throat is dying. So yeah, one to watch out for. Soul Devourer. I was really expecting this to not be very good, and I stand very corrected. There's a lot of potential here, and even if it was just, you know, as is but more game, I think I'd still get some enjoyment out of playing it. Have you played the Soul Devourer demo? Because it's been out for 9 months at this point. I kind of wish I hadn't put it off for so long. But hey, it is what it is. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Stay safe, stay fabulous. Let me know your thoughts on the playthrough down below. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.